Hello everyone, welcome to another one of my adventures. Where today we're going to be replacing this upper coupling. Right here's the new one. So I'm going to take you through the process of cutting the old upper coupling out and throwing the new one up in. So the reason why this one's getting replaced is because it's rotting from the inside out. So all the support structure on the inside is rotting, and you can see it's cracked here, it's already pushed up. The kingpin, check that, and it's really good. But the upper coupling itself is rotting on the inside, so it's got to be replaced regardless. And then we have some rot here, a whole bunch of rust holes and cracks. And up in these northern region, what happens is that the tires will kick up all the salt and debris up into these pockets, and they just sit there. And anytime there's moisture, it'll just rot them right out. All the hardware that attaches to the upper coupling is going to be cut off. Don't even try to save or try to undo any of the bolts or hardware. It's pointless because you're just going to be fighting with it the whole time. Just cut them all off and replace it with new. All these are coming off. That can probably be saved, I don't know. That one's getting cut off. These are getting cut off. All these rivets are getting drilled out all the way down through. Obviously, we're going to save this. Magic hands.
Magic.
All these are going to get cut off. And then down here, where all the floor screws come through, we're going to end up taking a plasma because it's faster, easier, and so much better. We're going to plasma all those little floor screws right off this. We're also going to cut those bolts off. But the first thing we're going to do before we do any demo work is we got to undo all the air lines and electrical systems and then pull them through the old upper coupling. All right, now we need to pull this cover off. Oh, cute blue one came off already. But we're going to separate all the wires and stuff and pull the cables up through. While we're at it, we'll just pull the air lines out. There we go. And we'll just pull each individual plug off. Oh, it's better with two hands. Hold on. All right, as you can see, we got them all unplugged and off. Take a look at these. They all have color codes on them, so it's really hard to mess it up unless somebody's gone in there and cattywampus the whole thing. Now we got to get this cover off so we can pull all the cables and the air lines back through the coupler. All right, I've tried to get this off. We got that bolt out. Those guys kind of just rotted out. And this guy's just spinning on the inside. Get inside, remove the head panel, and see what we got. All right, there's that stuck nut that was on the other end. So I'm going to see if I can get some vice grips on this, hold it. We'll go outside and try to remove it. Okay, let's put a wrench on it, see if it catches and works. Oh, looks like we got it. All right, we got that panel off. Let's snip these zip ties and start pulling it all through. Try and separate these. It's easier to pull out. Giggity. Pull it all together. There we go. Pull the little guys out. And the other ones will follow. Be careful you don't pull too hard. You don't want to rip them out of the connectors. Okay, there we go. The air undone. Boom. Now let's pull it through the coupling. Alright, what I like to do is I like to take all these loose wires and stuff. Before I pull it through the coupling, I like to wrap it with electrical tape. It makes it so much easier to pull it back through, and when you get the new one in, pull it back through. Alright, to get these through the conduit, if I just tape these two ends together, it's way too big to fit through the conduit. So what I like to do is, I like to take these and I like to fold them over against themselves, if I can get that to work here with one hand. and then tape that up. Stays pretty much the same size all the way through, pull through the conduit really well. So I've folded one over here and taped it up, and then moved the next one down here, taped it up, here, taped it up, there, taped it up, all the way up till the last one that's there. If you look, it's just about the same size as the cable itself. But if you left all those end connectors together, it'd be a big bunch at the end, and you don't want that. Remove these little protective panels there. There was one on that side, there was one on this side, and then I was greeted with these wonderful connections. Oh, I love these things. That makes it so much easier. I could take this, I could take it out with the coupling, or I could take it out right now, and then I can put it in that coupling, getting it ready for the install. These connections, oh, total life changer. But now we're gonna remove the air lines. So we'll pull these air lines, and we'll make sure not to kink them. Can't kink these air lines, because if we do, then we have to cut them, put a whole new one on. So we keep our radius as big as possible. We'll just pull them right out. Same thing here. Keep our radius as big as possible. Boom. We are back inside. We're going to pull up the rest of the little bit of wiring there is. These wires, they just go up top to the marker lights. Some of these will have ABS systems, and they will come up through too and go to the wiring box up front. What I like to do with these wires is I like to hang them somewhere so they're out of the way. So in the little slots, just hanging there, keeps them off the coupling, so when I drop this down, they're not going to be in the way. That side's disconnected and cleared. This side's disconnected and cleared, and as you can tell, I've pulled out all of the electrical, and anything that's burnable is removed. And now we're going to grab the plasma, because it's the easiest thing, and we're going to start burning out each one of these floor screws. And I'll show you how we do that. It makes it easy for everyone. So I removed the floor screw all the way and even a little bit into the wood. So you can see right there, the center part there, that's the floor screw. Everything around it is rust scale. And then all of that support material is gone as well. And I did that all the way down. Now we're going to cut the bolts to these guards off. We're going to cut all these button screws off. I like to take the plasma and cut the heads off of them and then punch them through because it's just so much easier and faster. All right, as you can see, we got the front bolts all burned and cut out. A lot of those just pop themselves out because of the tension on it. And then we got these, the heads are all removed. We just got to punch them through. And just like that, they're all punched through. Now it's not falling through yet. We still got these rivets and a few more on the front face. And we got this whole side to do.
One eternity later.
All right, I've lost daylight. I've got the button heads cut off the bolts. And I cut a line through the skin because right there, as you can see, a lot of the skin that attaches to the upper coupling is rotted out. So I'm just going to replace that with a little strip. So now we're at the point where we just punch the rest of the bolts through and that upper coupling should come loose. All right, now it's at the point I think we just got to pry. We got all of the hardware disconnected. Underneath, you can see that we're even separated from the wood. So I think a little bit of prying and she'll fall right off. There we have it. She's sitting on my 2 stands, so that's what's holding her in place. And I just offset those stands, so that way, when I pry it, the whole thing doesn't fall off. It kind of wedges itself in place till I can get a fork truck or a loader with forks or remove it in a different way. So now we're gonna finish pulling the electrical and the air lines out of the way. I've finished pulling the electrical and the air lines, so now they're completely out of the way. And I can go grab the loader, I'll put the forks on it, and we'll get this thing removed. Now that that's off and out of the way, we're going to need to check and inspect all the mating surfaces, including the aluminum side rails and the vertical posts in the middle. I'm going to make this a 2-part video, so this is going to be the end of part 1. Stay tuned for part 2. Thanks for watching. Today we're going to be taking this approach plate, not an approach plate, it's upper coupling. Alright, now we got to open this up and take all this off. This thing removed. Bright ass light. You could say I've done a few of these.